Hi everybody, today is the 25th of August and we're gonna continue with our pain story journey. It's actually a very raining day in Hanoi City right now. We're actually in the affected region of the storm Haichiji or something. It's a pretty strong storm that has already landed to China and now it's going to Vietnam in the northern middle central part of Vietnam. So in Hanoi City, the storm doesn't come across Hanoi City, doesn't hit directly to Hanoi City, but then we still in the affected region of it, and that's the reason why we have a lot of rain right now. But still, I feel, when walking through the rain, when going to school, to work through the rain, I feel pretty grateful, very grateful actually to be able to stay in the bus and, just not worrying about the weather or the traffic because I already got taken care of. I just stayed in the bus, so I feel very grateful for that. And yeah, just let's start it with the pen story, okay? So what is this? It's a pen. What do we use the pen for? To write. Now there is a dog inside the room, so I'm gonna wait this in front of the dog. What does the dog do? The dog probably will sneak like a chillish, right? Does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is correct, the dog or the human? The answer is both are correct. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, while for the human, this one is a pen to read. The dog is correct in the dog world, and the human is also correct in the human world. So that is our first lesson, both are correct. Now, let's imagine that there is a table in front of me, so I'm going to put this thing on the table. And then both the dog and I will walk out the room. So inside the room, there'll be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? It is still a pen or chewing toy. It becomes almost nothing, and the ancient wisdom called this one as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very magical definition. As we understand the emptiness, we'll be able to achieve anything in our life. Just like Yushin Roche applied the emptiness into his business and was able to build a business with revenue of $250 million a year. He's also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness? Why is that so magical? Let's go back to the page story, okay? Actually, let's go into what it is not, okay? So emptiness is not blackness. It's also not nothingness, not no will, no thinking, no worrying, or no feeling. It's just itself, just like this thing. Okay, when there's no human, no dot, nothing to interact with, it go back to true self. We call it the emptiness. But because it has the emptiness, it also has the potential to become anything or anyone, depending on who or what is looking at this one. What do I mean by that? So we're gonna go, okay? So this thing, he currently almost nothing, but so I go back into the room and I look at this becomes a pen. When the dog come back to the room and the dog look at this becomes a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I come back to the room at the very same time, and we both look at this at the very same time, what does this thing become? It's become two things, a pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So, the emptiness is what it is when nobody or no one or nothing to interact with. It just come back to itself. So that's what the emptiness is, just ourselves. But then the potential is what would the other look at us, the other think about us. That's the potential, what we are to the other people. So this thing, okay, so along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential, trust the potential of everyone or everything surround you, and trust the potential, whatever happened to you, okay? And then now move on to the third lesson. I see this as a pen. So does this pen coming from me or does this pen coming from the thing itself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if this thing is a pen itself in the drawer or anything in this entire universe, we have to see it for what it is, which is a pen. But does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind, and everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is the third lesson. Now we all agree that this pen is coming from my mind, right? So I'm going so I'm so I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna believe this one become a diamond. Okay, so please pray with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Open my eyes. It's still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a pen but not a diamond? There are seed inside our mind that the ancient wisdom calls as karma. When we see something, the seed inside our mind pop up, open up, and cover this, and made me see this for what had been planted earlier into my mind. So who planted those seed into our mind then? Only you can plant the seed into your mind, and only I can plant the seed into my mind. How can we do it? We do it for three ways: by our word, by our actions, by our thoughts, especially toward other people. So for instance, I'm going to hold on to this. I'm going to say that I have the pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I give this to my friend, this pen will open up in both me and my friend will see it and start living mark in my mind. A couple days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed or the pen has already planted into my mind. And I pop up, open up, and cover this, and maybe see it for what had been planted earlier into our mind, which is a pen. And this is how a pen become a pen, or anything surround us become what and who they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over 4 different lessons. The first lesson is both corrupt, so we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. And then, so the second lesson is, along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential, trust the potential of everyone and everything around you, and trust the potential, whatever happened to you, and don't blame anyone for, and then that is so we know we accept them for what they are. We accept us for who we are, but then we also be able to see the potential of who we are, of who we can be, of what they can be, and then we work toward that direction. And the third lesson is um, everything is actually coming from the certain side of mind. So be 100% responsible to whatever happened to us. We don't blame anyone because in the end, the only one who can plant the seed into your mind is only you yourself. Okay, so through your action, your word, and your thoughts to other people. And the fourth lesson is the combination of all those three lessons so that we be able to create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So first, you have to know what you want to achieve in your life using the second lesson, knowing the potential and the emptiness. And then the second is that you stop planting those using your word, your action, your thoughts to other people. So if you want to have happiness, then you start planting the happiness seed using your word, your action, your thoughts to other people. If you want to have prosperity, then you use your word, your action, your thoughts to help other people get in more prosperity. And just like that, whatever that you want to make sure that you plant in those seeds to help other people surround you. To get those it, and then that's it gonna come up to you one of these days, okay? And knowing that, whatever that you plan, you're gonna harvest. But when you're gonna to get that, that is a question that nobody can answer. Time is something that nobody can answer. But just being sure that we plan and then we're gonna harvest. So that is our fourth lesson. And then the lesson that I would like to share you on today is that yesterday our family went to join a marathon, and actually my husband and I we only did only half marathon, but every time I ran with him it's a struggle to finish 21 kilometer. For me, it's actually a pretty easy run, and because I've been practicing, I run 70 kilometer a day. So it's actually pretty easy. But then for my husband, I feel very bad for him because it's been a while. He's haven't been able to run it. He hasn't been running. But even though that he's been practicing like something, what do you mean by that? Like a air, something like a Tai Chi, something like Tai Chi, but not Tai Chi. It's focus on your breathing and your movement, your flow. So it's actually pretty difficult for him. He has a lot of pain, but then he was able to finish that. And I feel very, very grateful and very proud of him. So, we accept him for what it is. We accept that he has all this limitation, but we also know the potential of him being able to, to get that done because he has always been able to get every race done. Slow or fast, he's get it done. So we get into that point. I feel very, very proud of my husband. So every race for us is just for me is a motivation. Another reinforcement of what we can go through. There might be difficulty, but then we'd be able to get that done together. And I also feel very grateful for all the volunteer, the supporters for the race. I think that a significant part of us being able to finish the race is to get their support. So I feel very grateful for that. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me today. Thank you, Anna, for calling me in the 2000-day journey. And if I mention with you the pain story or my lesson is something good, I would like to dedicate that to my church family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my clients, or to any living things in this world, any other world, with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone. Have a beautiful day.